Once she was a ruthless soldier, feared across the battlefield. But now, Tanya finds herself reborn as the little sister of a pervert. Angels, demons, and chaos collide in this insane crossover world. If you're ready for magic, madness, and mayhem, don't forget to subscribe. Gods are evil. I only realized this recently. Only after enduring countless storms of fate did I grasp this axiom, a truth for which I had to pay a heavy price. You're probably wondering why I state this so categorically. Surely there are many truly religious people among you, or at least neutral atheists, as I once was. I know what you're thinking, and I truly pity you. You are like blind lambs, unable to see beyond your own noses. You have no idea how the world works, and you obediently allow the madness from the outside in, without even realizing it. Believe me, sooner or later, you will pay dearly for it. No, I don't condemn you. Heck, I was one of you. Although I was an atheist, I didn't harbor any particular dislike for higher matters. Oh, being X, may you turn in your grave. How wrong I was. I had to pay a heavy price for that negligence. I write these lines hoping that at least some of you will grasp the scale of the threat hanging over humanity, and then perhaps you will understand against whom you should truly turn your weapons. What happened still seems like a dream because I used to be an ordinary office clerk in modern Japan. I was just over 30, the head of human resources, and my career was just beginning. Life, in fact, was perfect. That's what I thought until a dismissed employee pushed me onto the tracks under a train. It was then that I first met a certain creature that introduced itself as God. However, to recognize the first bearded old man I met as God? No, that's too much for a modern, sane person. So I designated him as being X. This somehow displeased him, and I was suddenly branded a heretic and sent for atonement to cultivate true faith. The old geezer threw me into some other world, somewhere around the early 20th century, on the brink of a world war. Furthermore, they stuffed me, an adult man, into the female body of a newborn orphan girl. But hell no to faith for that bastard. First came the orphanage. That was quite a test. However, this world was a little special as magic existed in it. A world of the techno-magical type of development. Here I got lucky. I discovered my aptitude for magic, and after a short deliberation, I decided to pursue a military career. I enrolled in the academy at the age of 9. If there was one thing I knew how to do, it was build a career. As a result, after a series of crazy events, I achieved the rank of major by the age of 12 and entered the Empire's higher officer corps. I commanded an experimental rapid response mage combat wing. Meritocracy was everything in the Empire. I had to fight for survival with every breath. The world was spiraling into madness. Being X was doing everything possible to continue harassing me. He even put a curse on me, forcing me to offer him prayers if I want to live. And as much as I hate it, I have to offer prayers. How unfair the world is. People spent thousands of years to achieve some semblance of a decent life. But if such beings appear, what do you think will happen? The answer is obvious. Someone must stop it. It was with these thoughts that I decided to go ahead with an absurd plan. If being X is not stopped, nothing will change. Pray that I succeed, otherwise peace will not be seen in this world. Remember that gods are evil. Major of the Rapid Response Special Forces, Cavalier of the Order of the Silver Wings, Commander of the Empire's 203rd Mage Wing, the cursed apostle of being X in this world and his sworn enemy, Tanya von Degurichov. Everyone form up. A tender voice like silver bells echoed through the hangar. Several dozen stern men snapped to attention. To an outsider, this situation might cause bewilderment, as the source of the voice was a small 12-year-old girl. But for these soldiers, the sound of that voice was associated only with the whisper of the devil of Rhine. Tanya swept her gaze over her dear soldiers. A satisfied smile crept onto her face, just imagining that today they would execute the one thing for which she bothered with them at all. "Is everything ready for takeoff?" "Yes, Major." "But are you sure, Major?" "Without informing command gave me special authority. This time, we are guaranteed to finish off the remaining Republic forces." Tanya headed towards her aircraft, the V1. They're using the design of a local genius maniac to reach the scene of action in the shortest possible time. The V1 is the only aircraft in the world capable of accelerating faster than the speed of sound. "Lieutenant Serebyakova, where is that mad scientist now?" "Professor Shugel is in his laboratory." "By the way, Major, he passed on something." She handed over a round bundle. Tanya opened the bundle. The black metal of the intricate disc-shaped device glinted in the light. She couldn't believe it. He really managed to make this, the very thing that could achieve the impossible. "Cuckoo!" Tanya couldn't stop smiling. "Lieutenant Serebyakova, too many questions. But it is something that will help end this war. And now, run to your position." Tanya climbed inside the aircraft. From time to time, everyone reacted very strangely to her display of joy, so she adopted the habit of suppressing her emotions. "Pff, pff," the radio hissed. "Major, did you receive what I sent you?" The madman's excitement was clearly audible. "Dr. Shugel, I hope this thing is stable. It's not going to blow up in my pocket, is it?" "Don't worry. This technology was developed based on the breakthrough concepts that you yourself provided me with. It's genius." "Well, you watch, Doctor. If anything happens, I'll get to you even from hell," she warned as a final word. "Launch." A harsh hum reverberated. Her body was pressed against the back of the cockpit. Tanya activated her magical shield. Boom! The sound barrier was broken. Just a little bit more and she would find freedom. Just you wait, being X. The open sea. Boom! Bang! Bam! The rumble of an artillery shell exploding against the magical shield. Tanya really didn't want to go there. What she was about to do felt like a personal insult. A ship cannon appeared in the rifle scope, and she began to recite the prayer. "Thou art God, who descended into hell and loosened the bonds of those in chains. Do thou thyself grant rest to the soul of thy servant." How much it annoyed her that she had to offer prayers to the vile being X on the battlefield every time. Bang! A magically charged projectile burst from the barrel. The operation was successful. Even more than that, they suppressed the remnants of the Republican army. Tanya didn't care about these Republicans. She hoped to catch a much bigger fish. She had dealt a painful blow to one of his puppet forces. He should have appeared. "You're never satisfied. When will you finally accept the true faith?" A cold yet mocking voice sounded behind her. Tanya, upon hearing it, immediately jumped and turned around. The space around them froze. Time seemed to stop. She succeeded. It's being X. "You are the great mind reader. You should know the answer," she replied with a mirrored smirk. "You are only delaying the inevitable. Well, what do you say? Will you take the dare?" "Well, then, so be it. You yourself will be convinced of the senselessness of this, and finally become a true apostle among the unbelieving lambs." Tanya grinned. She grabbed the device in her inner pocket. This time, being X snapped his fingers and they vanished from that dimension, gone forever. No one ever heard anything more about Tanya von de Guruchev. This time, she will have her way.